Okay, in this video, we're going to go ahead and start entering in our formulas. Now, formulas can be intimidating when you're looking at them. However, you want to make sure you really pay attention to see what cells you're using. Because if you write the formula wrong, your totals will be wrong. And if your totals are wrong, then you may lose actual money, or you might get money that you don't necessarily need. So you want to make sure your formulas are very important to make sure that they are correct. Mostly because Excel, if you remember from last module, it will automatically calculate your totals. So if you don't write your formula correctly, as I said, your totals will not be right. So one of the reasons Excel is such a valuable tool is that you can assign a formula to a cell, and then Excel will calculate that result. So it solves human error. You don't have to use calculators. It will do it right in the program. So a formula will consist of cell references, numbers, and arithmetic operators that will tell Excel to perform that function. So for example, if I would have to multiply 64.25 by 19.25 and then manually enter the product for gross pay, which is $1,268.94 in cell F4. If you don't use Excel, you'll have a lot of, it's going to be very tedious, and then when you have to change it, then you have to go do it again. So you want to make sure you set up the formulas to where if one cell changes, everything will change. So one of the things that you don't want to do is something called circular references. So a formula in a cell that contains a reference back to itself, it's called a circular reference. Usually circular reference is the result of an incorrect formula. So we're going to start our formulas. So before we actually do one, I want to show you which formulas we're going to be using. So I wrote them down in Word. You don't have to do that. If you would like to, it might actually help you out a little bit. You can pause this video and type this in a Word document. You don't need to save it or anything unless you want to, and like if you're not finishing it tomorrow or whatever. So the first formula we're going to do is we're going to say gross pay, column F, will be hours worked times the hourly pay rate. Our column G will be 0.22 times the result of gross pay minus dependents times 24.32. State tax will be 0.04 times gross pay. Tax percentage will be federal tax plus state tax, this result divided by the gross pay. And then column J will be the net pay, which is the gross pay minus the result of federal tax plus state tax. So if you were doing this manually, you'd probably give yourself a headache just doing all of that. And you have to do it on each individual cell. But it's not as hard as you might think with Excel. So I'm going to go ahead and start the gross pay here. So with cell F4 selected, we're going to type equals hours worked, which is our D4. So don't type in the numbers, type in the actual cell, because if I change any of these, it will automatically change the formula. D4. Now, we want to find the multiplication symbol. So if you look down at your keyboard, you're going to hold down Shift 8. That will give you this little asterisk. That's a multiplication symbol. So our gross pay is equal, that starts the function. D4, it references this cell. Okay, this is a cell reference. D4 is a cell reference. It's a relative cell reference. Times, that's our arithmetic operator, E4. So hours worked times hourly pay rate. And then we're going to press enter. So our gross pay is $1,268.94. So we didn't have to use a calculator, it did it by itself. And if you remember, if I click, if you reference the cell and I change this to say 70, okay, this will also change, but we're not going to do that. We're going to press undo. So make sure that you have 1268 here. Okay, now remember the order of operations. If you remember from back in math class, That's the collection of rules that define which mathematical operations take precedence over others. So you might remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, PEMDAS, meaning parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So Excel follows that order of operations as well. So we have to use formula, sometimes we have to use parentheses and whatnot to make sure that things are adding up the way we want to. Okay, so now with G4 selected, we're going to do equal 0.22 times parentheses. Now we are going to reference our gross pay, which is F4. So whatever we calculated, that's why it's very important we get our formulas right, minus dependence, and then shift 8, 24.32. So we have our formula here. So equals, starts our formula, 0.22 is 22%, times the result of gross pay minus dependence times 24.32. And then press enter. So our federal tax is $268.47. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and press H4. And we are going to do this. Equals 0.04 times our gross pay. So that's F4. And enter. So remember, if F4 was wrong, then everything else is wrong. Tax will go equal, parentheses, federal tax, plus, that's a shift and then it's right next to the backspace there, or you can look at your numpad on the side. State tax, parentheses, divided by gross pay. Enter. So our tax percentage is 25%. Then finally our net pay equals gross pay minus parentheses federal tax plus state tax parentheses. So that's our net pay. So just going to kind of explain what all of these mean. So the gross pay is how much you make. That's our pay rate times our hours. Pay rate times our hours worked. So if someone says, okay, I make $19.75 an hour, and I'm working 64.25 hours in 2 weeks, this is how much you would get paid. However, taxes come out. You don't just get this. Gross pay you don't usually get. Taxes have to come out. So federal tax, this is our nation, federal. So Uncle Sam, the government, the federal government will take a specific percentage, 22%, from here. Okay? State tax, whatever state you're living in. In Florida, we don't have state tax. In other states, you do. This is 4% of your gross pay. So they're taking away taxes to help fund different things. Our tax percentage is 25%. So our net pay is how much you're actually taking in your paycheck. Okay? In the real world, if they offered benefits or a compensation package, they would take those out as well. So like for me, for example, I have my gross pay. They take out federal taxes. They take out state taxes. They take out retirement. They take out health insurance. They take out long-term and short-term disability, where if I get hurt, I can get some. I can get my benefit check. I've got my dental, my vision, any sort of like I think I said retirement, or any additional retirement belonging to a teacher union, any of those fees. So those knock down at this gross pay to give you your net pay, which is how much you actually get in a paycheck. So just be careful when you're working that this is the real world here. They take out taxes. That's just how it works. So that's how we figured this out in our salary report. So now we are going to copy formulas because we're not going to do all of that again. We did it once, we're done. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and copy the formulas. So we're going to select F4 through J4. Okay, and then remember, we did that by clicking this first one. Remember, we're not using the fill handle, we're just clicking the middle and dragging. Now we're going to take this fill handle here, and you'll see you've got a little plus here. And we're going to drag down to J12. And then it applied this formula all the way down. Okay, so D4 times E4, D5 times E5, D6 times E6, and so on. Now, in future modules, I'll show you how to modify these references to where you can control when you fill down whether or not it actually fills down. We'll get into that later. So what we just did was we copied formulas using the fill handle.